Now, the huge question has been always, who wants Eric Ten Hag out? And we've finally gotten to know who wants Eric Ten Hag out, and I'm going to be revealing to you why he wants him out, and that shows you that it is really very, very absurd that a man we treasured, a man we loved, wants Eric Ten Hag out. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Let's see close to 200 likes. Smash on this video and don't forget to subscribe to this channel because a lot is really gonna be coming up in the nick of time. We thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims Barakallahu Fikum. And now it's Dan Ashworth that wants Eric Ten Hag out. And this is a statement that is going to be put out by a United correspondent for ESPN known as Rob Dawson. He has told us that incoming Man United sporting director Dan Ashworth wants a yes manager rather than someone to challenge the recruitment department over the makeup of the squad. And this is where he's getting it wrong, you know. He's getting it wrong because the top three teams in the Premier League, or the top four, let me base on to the season that it was last season. Arsenal, Man City, let me name them in particular order. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Aston Villa. All of those four teams you see, they don't have what we call a yes manager. All they have is a sporting director who sits with the manager and the technical director, and they decide on which player to bring and which player not to bring. You understand? And that shows you how naive Dan Ashworth is. And this is the problem of people like Dan Ashworth that are really having that ego. And I tell him, if he's gonna really be acting like that, he's not gonna be able to obviously be prosperous at the club of Manchester United. At a club like Man United, you don't even want it written anywhere that a manager is going to be a yes man. We give you the players and you manage them. You get? You have to be having an input in what player is going to be coming in through, and the manager has to even talk to the player and tell him that, please, this is the plan. Now, Mikel Arteta is not a yes man. You get? Mikel Arteta at Arsenal is not a yes man. Arteta will tell Edu, I want Gabriel Jesus. Edu will be like, let's look around and see other four players that we can obviously compare with Gabriel Jesus. If your chase comes out to be a top, then we are going to go for it. And vice versa. You understand? That's how things really happen. So, Dan Ashworth, I don't know where exactly he's really getting this from, but it is really very naive of him to obviously come in at Manchester United and become a dictator like that. You get? If I'm Dan Ashworth, I walk into Manchester United, I tell Eric Ten Hag, bring in your players that you want. He looks through them, he challenges him with stats that you might be wanting like you might be wanting Frankie de Jong, but I'm having Yao Neves. He's a better player, he's young. This guy is 26, 27 years of age. This one is 20, this one is just 19 years of age, but look at his stats. He has a very high ceiling for improvement. You understand? And Ten Hag will be like, but you want in a player who has proven experience that is going to take us to the next level, because I feel like I want to win a big trophy this summer. Dan Ashworth tells him, all right, let's look through Frank de Jong and see. Let's look through Fofana. That's what we call sporting the game of football at a big club. At Man City, you know, Pep Guardiola has all the authority on what player comes in through and what player leaves. If you want a yes man, that means he won't be able to command the dressing room, because all the players will be like, you don't have authority, and there is no way you can stamp your authority onto the dressing room. Players won't respect you, and they'll be only respecting the sporting director. And the sporting director and the board will obviously look at moving on a manager, because it's cheaper to really get rid of a manager than get rid of players. You understand? And that will give yield to player power, because the sporting director cannot really manage this. You can't tell me that at Real Madrid, Carlo Ancelotti doesn't have a say into what he does. This new modern shape of really trying to do business, running clubs, is really bad. Look at Chelsea. Because of looking for that, they've gone ahead to sack 4 managers. They've sacked 4 managers in like 4 years. You get? And this best describes to you why Ineos has been sacking a manager at Nice every season ever since they took over Nice. And would you want to be a United fan and you obviously come out and really put in this to what we call a very huge to put it into a very huge perspective and really think about it? Now, if you want a yes manager, you get, and if you want to get in players, right? Now, who is to blame if those players don't perform? You are gonna do what we call blame shifting. You shift the blame from the manager, from yourselves to the manager, because you people are responsible for recruitment. You get? So I don't see why a club like Manchester United is gonna be run like an amateurish club, and this is why people are like, we need Paul Mitchell. You understand? Dan Ashworth doesn't know how big team mentality operates. This is a big team. This is not West Bromwich Albion. This is not Brighton. It's not Newcastle. You get? And no wonder we are zeroing into managers that are really weak. And if I'm De Zerbi, I can't take that job, because I'm more than that. Every manager would like to have a say in his signings, in the signings that really coming through. And we see these people coming in through, and we are gonna really face it rough at the club of Manchester United if at all Rob Dawson is taking the truth. And I have no reason to obviously doubt him, because he's a correspondent for the club of Manchester United, and they've always gone ahead to be wanting to know who is at the helm of wanting Eric Ten Hag out. At Arsenal, Arteta, Edu. At Liverpool, I think Edwards, he was really working so much. I think it's Mike Edwards. He was really working so much with the former Liverpool manager who goes by the names of the former Liverpool manager who goes by the names of Jurgen Klopp. Monchi and Unai Emery, they work hand in hand. When you look at Man City, Begiristan and Soliano obviously work hand in hand with Pep Guardiola. To give you a very clear example of that, Jeremy Doku, Arteta, Pep Guardiola wanted, I think, or let's say, on which other player, but Begiristan came out and told him, please, I have a player called Jeremy Doku. Let's go through him and see. I've been scouting him for some time. Let's go through his stats. Let's watch his videos and see. And Arteta was convinced by Begiristan to get in this guy. So I don't want to see people coming out and putting out this shit for the guy Eric Ten Hag, because he is really working, and there is no manager who is going to be coming throughout Manchester United to compete with those people, to compete with Man City, Liverpool, and Arsenal, and Aston Villa, Spurs, who really have managers who have direct input into these players coming into their squad. So for me, Dan Ashworth, please, your arrogance is too high, but it's not going to come in through to work at Manchester United. No way. It's not going to work, and you need to revise your strategy. All right? Now, Rob Dawson went ahead and added that United remain confident they will have a positive summer, although sources have said that Sir Jim Ratcliffe and John Cloud have admitted to the staff that the recruitment department will not be up to full speed until Ashworth is in place as sporting director. Now, this is where I tell you that Ineos are really very, very, very backward. When you look at what the people they've gone ahead to recruit, most of them are English. You get? They are English and they're recruiting English people. You get? And look at Arsenal, sporting director Vinay, who has been the chairman of Arsenal. The CEO of Arsenal is not English. This guy, Kroenke, is from America, co-vice chairman. There is this other guy called what's his name? The guy is called Edu Gaspar, is Brazilian. You understand? At Man City, Begiristan, you hear the name, not English. Soriano, I think, comes in from Spain. The manager comes in from Spain. Look at the setup of these people, you know. And tell me a team that has ever going to obviously be successful in it's really having its entire hierarchy full of English people. And that arrogancy that we're not going to do business until Dan Ashworth really comes in through shows the weakness of Ineos. Because how would you obviously get in a sporting director who you need to obviously clear out, you know? And Paul Mitchell was there, very good scout, having a better reputation than Dan Ashworth, but they went in for him. And now we want players. We are losing Olisi to Chelsea, and the guy is like, no way, we need to get this guy to get in, and that's when business will go on. And Newcastle is really adamant, you know, they are not getting this guy out, not until a certain amount of money is being paid by the club of Manchester United. And there is a case already in court that Dan Ashworth, when he was, even before he went to the gardening leave, there was an email he sent to Omar Berrada, the incoming CEO for the club of Manchester United. And this shows you that the club is in what we call a big mess. This is a big mess for the club of Manchester United. And if you're a fan, you wouldn't like to obviously see this, you know? Even worse than the Glazers for me. Manchester United bosses have assured representatives of senior players that efforts to strengthen the squad are on course, even while Ten Hag's future is up in the air. Now, if you are taking 3 weeks, because today marks the start of the 3rd week of this dilemma, to really sort the equation of the manager, how long is it going to take you to obviously sign players? You know? How long is it going to take you to sign players? Meaning that there might be something behind they're really hiding. If you front Dan Ashworth, we are waiting for him to come in through for such that we start putting in players. We all know the situation of Dan Ashworth. You know, Newcastle want a lot of money and United is not willing to pay that amount of money. You understand? So the man responsible for everything is Dan Ashworth, and assuring the representatives of big players at Manchester United that you are going to reinforce the squad is nothing, because at least even the Glazers started to show intent to sign players in at the beginning of June. You know, from March, we got the story of Mason Mount, Rasmus Højlund, Amrabat, you know, and then Henry Onana, and you saw to it that at least we first brought in Mason Mount, followed by Henry Onana, followed by Rasmus Højlund, and Amrabat also went ahead, obviously show up. So even the Glazers might outperform them. Yet we've been here criticizing the Glazers of being really bad at what they are doing. So the man who wants Erik ten Hag out is Dan Ashworth, and he wants a yes man. He doesn't want someone who will obviously come in through and really oppose him. And this is a dictator. The dictator is coming in, and they want Erik ten Hag to obviously dance to their tunes. And I think all this procedure has been to threaten Erik ten Hag to obviously be able to dance to the tunes of Ineos, because Ten Hag is not a yes man. For the time I've gone ahead to follow up Erik ten Hag, he's this kind of person who will come out and really say A as A. He won't come out and obviously succumb to their pressure, and I know he'll keep his stance and wait and see who is going to be the winner, because the managers they want are not going to come in through, because a competent manager cannot obviously be a yes manager or a yes man. And I think that's why they went in for Kieran McKenna, because they thought that him being a manager coming from the championship will come in through and obviously dance to their tunes. Your thoughts on what we're going to discuss about this video of Dan Ashworth wanting Eric Ten Hag out are welcome in the comment section below. I sign out for now. See you later. Good morning.